Hey all, welcome to Flatfoots and Fools, a podcast about detective games. We are returning to our discussion of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I highly recommend starting with part 1 if you have not already listened to it, as we will jump right back in with no recapping. I am joined again by John and Lynx, and let the case resume. Shall we move on to the former ultimate case of Game 1?
Yes.
Turnabout goodbyes. So this was the original climactic case before the DS port. And it is also 3 days of investigation, 3 days of trial, and surprise, your defendant is Miles Edgeworth.
Dun, 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 dun.
And the new prosecutor is Manfred von Karma.
Oh.
And this guy, Hoof, he just tells the judge to do nakedly against the rules shit, and the judge goes, oh, okay. So he is an absolute menace in the courtroom and definitely feels like this is a final boss.
Especially his design.
Did anyone else wonder if he was a vampire at first?
Yeah.
That thought did cross my mind.
Again, with the German aristocracy bullshit.
Yeah. The way he's just snapping at the judge, I'm like, definitely bad guy vibes. I'm like, is supernatural vibes? Do you have a spirit mediums? Maybe he's a vampire.
You know, that is a totally valid assumption.
He's so pale.
I wonder if you're allowed to stake the prosecutor in this world.
Only if you object enough and get off on murder.
Yeah, this case starts out quite strange with 2 people standing in a boat in the middle of the lake at midnight on a foggy night, and then one of the people shoots one of the other people. Apparently, it seems to be Miles Edgeworth who survived. And so, yeah, it turns out to be a very strange case. Where it's like, wait, you're defending Miles? What the hell's going on here? And this case really leans into the, I don't know if trope is exactly the right word, of something happened a while ago that has a lasting impact on the characters of today. And so while you're sorting through a case from today, you're also dealing with how did this case from the past impact everybody and influence current events.
Mm-hmm.
They've been hinting at the case throughout the whole thing. So there was a lot of good foreshadowing in the other cases.
DL6.
Yeah.
It's a minor Tumblr holiday, the date of DL6. People in the Ace Attorney fandom will reblog posts about it.
Oh, yeah. He's the attorney film. That's 100%. Yeah, makes sense.
Although late night on December 24th, which is when the supposed murder in this case takes place, aka almost Christmas means it's not Christmas, is a pretty major Tumblr holiday.
That is pretty good.
Which I just enjoy a whole lot.
I mean, here people celebrate more on the night of the 24th, so.
Perfect.
What better to celebrate Christmas than a murder?
Yay!
Murder, murder, murder.
This case has some very fun and weird stuff in it. Like, you can borrow tools from Inspector Gumshoe.
We never talked about Inspector Gumshoe.
Ah, yes.
Oh my god. How have we missed Detective Gumshoe this whole time?
So, lurking around all of the cases as sort of the police grunt worker is Inspector Gumshoe.
Detective.
Is he detective?
He is a detective.
His life matters to us.
Okay, he's Detective Gumshoe. Does he get demoted in case 5?
No, he gets his salary cut constantly.
Even ruder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's going to affect my salary. Salary review. Edgeworth just keeps threatening his salary review.
Mm-hmm.
Not only threatening.
Great how the random people in the district attorney's office can cut police officers' salaries. Yeah, real great world here.
Yeah. Oh, Edgeworth, he never deserves this. Not only is his name Gumshoe, his name is Dick Gumshoe.
Dick Gumshoe.
2 different phrases for a detective in historical media. I'm not sure if it actually appears in things like Perry Mason.
No, it shows up in a couple of other types.
Tracy being the most famous.
Like Dashiell Hammett's work, Raymond Chandler's work. You see all of those.
Thank you.
A lot of other slurs, too, so it's a different problem.
Oh, boy.
I was just reading a Raymond Chandler one, and I'm just like, hang on. How many different slurs did we just have in one page?
Yikes.
I mean, it was written in 1930, so it's kind of expected for the time. But yeah, it's not something that makes you feel good to read.
We don't have to get into all of the implications around Dick either. Don't worry about it.
This case was just bizarre because you have the crossing of a murder taking place on a rowboat in a lake a Loch Ness sighting in said lake. So there's people attempting to see that based on a photo.
Gordy.
Lotta shows up to take pictures of that.
Lotta Heart. Oh, she's one of my favorites.
Now, it's like all of this is taking place at like the woods there. You're trying to dig into what happened in this old case, so, DL6. So you're going to the law offices of Grossberg, who was the mentor to Mia and was involved with DL6 somehow, and quite the mess.
Oh boy. Do we want to get into like actually untangling both this case and DL6? Do you have a good idea of how it all actually went down?
From the summaries at the end, I think I do. I don't have to necessarily go into the details, but
All right.
it is quite cool to have a case from back in the day be the catalyst for the events taking place in the current time.
That's your point. Lynx sounds real excited to explain this, so I'm all in.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, I'm more interested in hearing about, like, from the person who is new to the media,
Fair.
like, what they think about it, what they took away from it, because I've had plenty of time to stew on this.
Humbler holiday.
I mean, the brief summary is, 15 years before Miles' dad was a defense attorney. He's in the courthouse, and Miles, as a little kid, is visiting. There's a funky case going on, and the same prosecutor, Manfred von Karma, who is rumored to have never lost a case, or so he claims. He didn't necessarily lose a case, but Miles' dad has just humiliated him in court by undermining a portion of the case. And then the power goes out while the then defendant, Miles, and his dad are in an elevator. A gun goes off. Miles' dad ends up dead, and Miles ends up with trauma. And those are sort of the events of DL6. And you sort of start uncovering this as time goes on and getting details about it.
And as Edgeworth opens up to Phoenix.
Yeah, he actually starts being less of a dick for a second. But you find out, okay, well, when this event happened, the then defendant of that case was angry at the prosecutor for making him appear insane and like destroying his life. And you eventually uncover involved in the current events, and also possibly with the framing of Miles Edgeworth. And Manfred von Karma's back. So sort of like this recurring cast of characters is now here. And you end up digging even further. Miles believes he's the one who killed his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you eventually clear Miles of the current events, you figure out, okay, he's not the person who shot him. You eventually dig out, okay, now this was a frame. The past defendant even admits that. And Miles admits, all right, well, that may be the case, but I still killed someone 15 years ago. Because the statute of limitations on that is apparently expiring today. So Manfred von Karma decides, all right, well, we're going to try Miles Edgeworth for the 15-year-old murder today.
You gotta.
So you then have to suddenly defend Miles against something that happened 15 years ago.
Given like whatever evidence you just happen to have lying around.
Yes, and while you're trying to dig up more information on this, the afternoon before, you're in the police records room looking there, and you bump into some guy named Manfred von Karma, who seems to be very interested in what's going on here.
And you do the incredibly smart move of going, look at this decisive evidence I found. I'm going to rub it in your face right now because I have all the tools I need to take you down in court.
I wonder if something would be happening to that evidence. Be a shame.
Manfred von Karma has the extremely rational and reasonable reaction to this, which is...
He tases you and steals and destroys all the evidence. Except for one tiny little piece that he misses.
It's super effective.
He doesn't just miss it, he misses it because Maya steals it from him.
Ah, yes.
Oh, that's right.
Maya tackles him right while being tased and manages to grab this little bit of evidence. But it's also, you're like, wait a minute, you're in a police records room. You'd think someone would, I don't know, have some security cameras or something in there, but apparently not.
Apparently not.
Also expect a lot from underfunded police stations, though.
Well, now that you mention it, hang on. In case 5, doesn't that take place in the evidence room?
Oh, yeah.
The murder there?
Oh, yes, right. Yeah, there's a camera.
Sorry, it was the records room, not the evidence room.
Oh,
2 different rooms.
Me. Okay.
Actually, yeah, their stuff is pretty high tech in the next mission.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, before we get too far away from the past cases having impact on current cases point, I didn't really think about this before you mentioned that, but one of the undercurrents of character building in this case in particular is Phoenix and Edgeworth know each other. They go way back, as do the two of them and Larry Butts, because they went to school together for at least 1 year. And Phoenix is actually inspired to become a defense attorney by the actions of tiny baby Miles. What are they in, like, 3rd grade, 5th grade, something like that?
Something like that, but they were kids.
Phoenix gets into trouble because everyone thinks he stole some class money. Miles defends him, and then later Phoenix turns out as a defense attorney. And some of that from the opposite direction, Miles is inspired to become a prosecutor, to bring people to justice. And Larry Butts is there and sucks.
Yes.
But you love them.
Which all have bearing on the case today.
But you love Larry Butts.
No.
I mean, a little bit, but, you know, he's also, well, something smells and it's Butts.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently that nickname comes from that time period.
Because Miles knows it, even without prompting.
What kind of menace was Larry?
The kind of menace that took a day off of school, decided to come back to school, saw unattended money on a desk, and stole it.
And let his buddy take the fall.
Yeah.
Real good friend there. It's okay. You get him out of jail later. So, you know, it's a one-way street.
But I mean, if he didn't do that, like, we wouldn't have this storyline.
Oh, so Larry's totally vindicated forever.
I'm not saying vindicated. I'm just saying for our enjoyment, this is what happened.
You're so right.
The game would have subtle differences. Would Mia still be alive? That's the question I have.
Whoa.
Yeah, Phoenix has nothing to do with that case.
It's true. Wait, are you trying to say that Larry Butts influenced Red White to commit murder?
No. I'm saying that had no bearing on it. Like, whether he did it or not, she'd still be dead.
Oh, yeah.
That would be quite the extrapolation to make. Be like, sorry, Larry, because you stole several dollars as a kid, multiple people were murdered.
The Domino's meme.
Well, then at least Maya would be in jail, though.
Yeah, because Phoenix isn't there to defend her.
I mean, if he's in there, Marvin Grossberg was supposed to be the one to defend her.
But Von Karma has too much dirt on him, so he wouldn't.
Correct. So that goes back to everything. But doesn't Grossberg come back for this case? Turnabout Goodbyes?
Yes.
Yeah, he comes back. So it all kinds of fits.
Yeah, he was involved with DL6. I forget exactly how.
He was the defense attorney for hang on, now I'm spacing.
It's fine. All we need to know is he was involved with the old case.
Speaking of Maya, though, like, one of the reasons I did want to bring up, like, Maya having agency in, like, the solving of the case is, like, she's very excited the first time she can summon Mia because, like, she's never been able to actually summon spirits on her own before. And, like, that's a sign of, you know, power or strength in her family clan of spirit channelers. But then by this last case, for whatever reason, she doesn't seem to be able to summon her sister. And she's really getting down about herself about it because, like, the case isn't going well and she doesn't feel like she's contributing anything because she can't pop out Mia at any given at a moment's notice. And Phoenix is like, no, like, don't worry about it. Like, you're with me here and that's enough. But also, Maya gets her moment of triumph from stealing the evidence from Von Karma that eventually leads to the absolution of Miles Edgeworth and solving both the current case and DL6. And I just love that for her so much. She deserves it.
Yeah. Man, breaking down Von Karma feels really good.
Oh, yeah. Especially since you get that sprite of just yelling his head off, screaming in the courtroom.
He cheats so relentlessly. Like, you really get that feeling of, yes, I just beat as unbalanced of odds as it gets. And I won.
Oh, yeah. And also you get to cross-examine a parrot.
I did like the other antagonist, Yanni Yogi, him playing the doddering old fool for a long time. And then just like, haha, you fell in my trap. It's like, now that I've gotten what I wanted, I'm going to tell you my master plan.
And I'm getting away with it too.
Yeah, it felt satisfying. Even though he's the bad guy, like, it felt satisfying.
He annoyed me a lot at first because every time he was going to speak, he would be asleep and then would have to go through the animation of the sleep bubble popping. I was just like, come on, please. Don't make me talk to this guy again.
You realize it's all for a master plan.
It had been all for show the whole time, which, oh my god, when Phoenix and Maya show up he's like the proprietor of the boat rental shop at Gourd Lake. And so these two very obviously lawyers show up. He must be like pooping his pants right there. Like, oh my God, what am I going to do? These, like, they're investigating me right now. And so he just comes up with this whole story about how you're his, like, the scion of the noodle shop. Like, where did that come from? Did he just come up with that off the top of his head? Is this a story he's pulled on others? It's never mentioned again.
He's damn good at what he did.
I guess so.
I respectfully hate him for it.
I mean, he waited 15 years for this. Like, I disagree in that him pooping his pants here. He's just like, yes, I get to fuck with people.
I could see that too.
It's a slow burn on revenge, yeah. Slow burn on revenge.
Mm-hmm.
So originally this is where the game ended. But when they ported the game to the DS, they added a brand new case, which felt like a very strange gear shift at first, because you could tell the case was different in the way that things were done. And I eventually later found out it's because they took all of the evolution of how the games worked from games 2 and games 3 and built this case as though it was like, had all the gameplay evolution from after game 3, but it was like right here again, which was like, whoa, okay, hang on, that's new.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What was it that felt most different to you? What stood out?
It repeatedly used things like fingerprinting, where you would sprinkle powder on a screen and like rub it, and you could tell this was definitely something that was done for the DS. It worked okay on the PC, but it was a bit weird. The scale of this case was nuts, like so much larger. The number of different places you could go was crazy. They break the case into 4 days, which is a big exception from before. Yeah, and like a lot of the pieces were a lot more involved as well. And so like it did feel like a jump. It didn't end up being a bad thing, but you could tell like things had been developed over time before this case had been made.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is another case that has events from the past coming back to bite everyone.
Please elaborate.
So it starts out, you are now defending the Chief District Prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth's boss. Her name is Lana Skye. And because Maya had left to go train as a spirit medium, you are now assisted by Lana Skye's little sister, Emma Skye, who's greatly into forensics. So she does a lot of the forensic stuff with you, sometimes weirdly during the courtroom. So apparently in the Phoenix Wright world, it's okay for, one of the teams to just stop and do some forensic science for a little while and then go back to the case. And so in the past, apparently, there was a criminal that was being chased. They had him being held in the courtroom. He escaped. The detectives were following after him. And there was a fight and someone died. One of the detectives back in the day, I forget what his name was. And after this, the head of the defense attorney at the time, Lana Skye, changed to being in the prosecutor's office. And it seemed like everything died down for a little while. But then you get to today and a detective has been killed. And he shows up in the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. And with Lana Skye being seen opening up that trunk. And so you start to get into this, all right, well, why the hell was Lana Skye dealing with this? And why is she being incredibly obstructive to your own investigation, even though she's on the witness stand for defense? Like, she seems like she doesn't want you to defend her innocence.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out all of this is tied to that past case where somebody died, because you start meeting various characters. And I really mean characters. So you've got Jake Marshall, Wild West themed detective, quite literally plays Western music whenever you're talking to him.
Speaks in nothing but Texasisms.
Yes. He's like that thing of, what a foreigner imagines all Texans are like. It's just this guy.
Correct.
Yeah, you've got the lunch lady who's dealing out bento boxes to everybody and has a bento box for every occasion.
I was waiting for you to get to her because I was thinking like, man, what am I going to eat for lunch?
Oh, some of those bento look so good.
And then a few of them were kind of, I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, those crazy ones, those are just for Phoenix.
Squid wheels? Is that one I'm remembering?
Calamari, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was one. The officer Mike Meekins.
He keeps returning, right?
Oh God, I hope that they take away his PA. He's got a PA that he's always talking through, and every time he starts a line, it has like that irritating like electronic screech as it starts.
The feedback.
Yeah, the feedback screech. Oh God. So him, like Yanni before him, I hated dealing with him as a character just because of that little bit.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yanni at least like had some endearing qualities as he was a criminal mastermind. Yo, Meekins is just find a new job, bro.
And another new element they added for this one, you get some surveillance video that plays on, let's say, 25 seconds of it. And so you can watch through it and pause it at certain points and click on things to present them as evidence. And having video like this was not in any of the previous cases.
Right. It was pretty cool. Like decent graphics at the time.
And so for this one, you get to dig into more events of what happened in the past. And this one ends up digging real deep into the police office corruption. And all that stuff you've heard about in the past about police tampering with evidence, all of that comes up in this case.
Mm-hmm. All the way up to the top.
So you end up with the primary antagonist being the district chief of police, Damon Gant.
Very fashionable man.
What did you think of him when he first showed up?
Like, seemed like a fairly decent guy. Like, on the scale of Phoenix Wright characters, he seemed kind of reasonable. And I was like, this is weirdly suspicious because he's not over the top. And then eventually you start digging more into the case and finding out, no, that's a cover. Don't worry. He's just as fucked up as everyone else. Yeah, quite the case here.
I'm reading the Wikipedia, and this is based in Los Angeles?
Pretty much, yeah.
The Japanese version's based in Tokyo. The localization moves it to LA.
Okay. I mean, the city honestly doesn't matter, except for that very first case with time zones.
Yeah, they must have had to do some weird location math to figure out where it made sense. I wonder if that actually helped to set where the games took place originally.
I think she said the original game, the first case, she was in Paris, and 3 hours from Paris is definitely not LA or Tokyo.
Right. Like, what's the time difference between Paris and Tokyo, though?
I think it's like 6.
It's going to be closer to 8. Because, like, the West Coast, Europe, and Japan are almost equally spread around the globe.
Damon Gant's a fascinating dude to get to the top. Called Edgeworth Edgy, I think it was.
Worthy.
Little diminutive nicknames to belittle people.
Mm-hmm.
Small, subtle power moves.
And then you find out he's been blackmailing people, too. And you're like, what? Oh, my God. This is horrifying, but amazing.
Hell, surprise. This is my surprise face.
And one of my favorite things is that you literally rules lawyer this guy with the rules of evidence, which is an actual book you get at one point during your investigations that tells you when evidence is eligible to be involved in a court case.
That has really not been followed up to this point, as I recall.
Don't worry about it.
The rule only matters when you have the book.
Pick up a piece of paper from a crime scene, present it as evidence. No one's seen it before.
I mean, the prosecution's doing that too, so it's fair.
That's because this time you don't have Maya, so you can't like summon the dead. So you could cheat, I could cheat too. You don't have necromancy on your side anymore.
You have forensics, which is like analytical necromancy. Fun fact, Emma Skye was one of my first inspirations for cosplay.
Ooh.
Honestly, one of the reasons I never ended up cosplaying her was because I couldn't find her stupid glasses. Where the hell do you find glasses with pink lenses and white frames? I've just kept an eye out ever since I played this game, and I've never found them anywhere. It's infuriating.
We can fix this. We will talk.
Okay, thank you.
I have an idea.
Oh my god.
Does it involve 3D printing?
Correct.
Oh my god, yes.
Although my 3D printer is on the fritz, I will call my cousin.
I like the sound of this.
Yeah, like this case was long. I don't want to say it was longer than the rest of the game put together, but man, did it feel like it.
It might be close, honestly.
I wish I could break it down by like file size and see. This is probably bigger file size wise than the entirety of the original GBA version. I would not be surprised.
Oh, I mean, the video alone might have been, just because of how crazy video can take up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's quite the case.
Wow. I'm looking through the summary of this case right now, and yeah, I didn't even remember all of these twists and turns. Damn. 4 days.
Angels start jumping over the fence. The final investigative confrontation in Gant's office was pretty cool, putting together back the weirdly balanced jar.
Yeah, I was rebuilding the jar.
And then like the Blue Badger mascot being like the linchpin of everything.
And based on like the number of times you have to watch that video with the Blue Badger doing his little song and dance,
Little dance, yeah.
with the theme song playing in the background as he gyrates, like I've had it stuck in my head for the entirety of this recording.
Oh, I'm glad it's not in my head at this point because it took a long time to leave.
Oh boy.
Just infected my brain.
You're welcome. Effective music. It may not be good because it's a sound clip about 15 seconds long, but it's effective.
Oh, yes. New TikTok trend. We got to make that something good.
Like NPC music, yeah.
Getting back to your point about the jar, I don't know how I missed quite to the extent that the game really wants to make a connection between Mia and Maya and Lana and Emma. But like, obviously you've got two older sisters who get into trouble and little sisters who help you out. But like, the little sisters both have extremely complicated feelings for their older sisters. They each have their own special talents that are really the only reason you win these cases. There's even bloody handwriting of the little sister's name in 2 different cases.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I forgot it was in 2 of them.
Yeah.
That's called storytelling symmetry, guys. Like, that's standard.
Hell yeah. It's good. I just can't believe I didn't notice like so many of these details at the time.
When was the last time you replayed this game?
Oh, yeah, no, I haven't actually played the games myself since they came out. I've watched some Let's Plays, and I'm going to give a shout out at the end of this to the most recent one. But I derive enjoyment from watching other people play the games and like how their brains tick to figure out the puzzles. Because I already know more or less how the puzzles are going to go from years of being steeped in this fandom. But everyone's brain works a little bit differently, which is really interesting to me. And how everyone goes about solving puzzles is not necessarily going to be the same. Like, I'm making my partner play through it right now. And guess where she's stalled out right now?
The goodbyes?
One of the investigation stages.
One of the investigation stages, Turnabout Samurai.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll have to prod her so she can get to the actual good part of the game.
Yeah, I think for playing through this game, it's okay to have a guide easily accessible because some of the time, like, if it makes a difference between you continuing on or not, just do it.
Absolutely. There's spoiler-free walkthroughs out there. Get to the part where you are, figure out whatever Byzantine logic the game wants from you, and then keep going and have a good time.
No, my niece was playing with a walkthrough. So she'd be playing on the Switch, and then she'd have her phone next to her, and just like looking at 2 screens. It's like, yep, we didn't have that in the 2000s. Uncle's mad old.
I had to ask my parents permission to log onto the internet to check game facts when it was a thing.
Oh, God, yeah, because you boot your parents off when they were talking on the phone.
Yep. And they didn't give me the internet password.
Me, it was just so soon after the game came out, and people had not written the walkthroughs yet.
Exactly.
Well, no, they did. It was like they were translating it from the Japanese one.
You're probably right.
It looks like I replayed this last year. I was already replaying it before we even talked about doing what we're doing now.
Yeah, and I'll be diving into the second game for the first time shortly.
Oh, Andrew, I do want to ask, when did you finish Case 5, by the way?
3 months ago? 4 months ago? I'd have to look exactly when I played it.
Okay. So I wanted to know if you noticed something specific in Edgeworth's office.
Oh, there's a bunch of stuff in there. I'm not sure if I noticed something specific.
All right. Well, we can talk about it later.
All right. I'm so curious to know because, like,
Yeah.
his office was very visually busy on one of the screens. Like, it bookshelves full of stuff. I remember noticing a lot of stuff at the time, but I might have missed it.
Totally fair. I think it's something that flies under the radar for at least another chunk of game.
I'm trying to figure out what are you talking about.
I'm so curious there. Let's see. It looks like I finished this almost 3.5 months ago exactly.
All right. So yeah, I don't blame you for not picking up on this particular thing.
Oh, no, it would have been 3 months ago. I just realized, like, I got the trading cards around January 10th, but it took probably a couple of weeks to play through like all the cases. So finishing case 5 wouldn't have been in the first, 40 minutes of play you need to get the trading cards, or 2 hours or something.
Fair enough.
I'm staring at a picture of his office trying to figure out, what are you talking about?
January 21st. Clear episode 5 of PWAA. Found it in the achievements.
Nice. There you go. Okay.
Yeah. Anything else you want to cover for this particular game before we kind of wrap stuff up?
I don't know what she's talking about. Like staring at this like as a, what do you, okay, no, seriously, what is in this office?
No, it relates to later games. I don't want to spoil it.
Oh, in that case, I don't know.
Okay, you have to think about that. Yeah, okay.
See, looking at it, I'm like, you've got to be talking about the flower plant that's got the cravat.
You mean the one that from Wendy Oldbag?
Probably.
Yeah, okay.
Although the flower pot with the cravat is extremely good.
Okay, so it's not the flower plant with the cravat. Cool.
Oh, Wendy Oldbag. You so silly.
But yeah, like once I got into this game, I had an absolute blast playing it. It took a little while to figure some stuff out. Like I got frustrated with some things initially, mostly the investigation stuff. And then I didn't understand some of how the court stuff worked properly and didn't do things right, but that was kind of on me.
I don't think anybody understands their court system.
At one point, I thought I'd found a contradiction in the game where you could press on something that it wasn't, but it turns out I didn't read the details correctly enough. So there wasn't actually a logical flaw in the case structure.
Okay.
I was like sort of extrapolating too far past something with incorrect assumptions. And despite the reputation, this game doesn't actually have any problems in the case structure, especially in the trial parts. Like all of that holds up to scrutiny extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that loops back to it being like they wrote the mystery first and then built the game around the mystery. I think that structure really helps with making sure that you keep a logically consistent system the whole time. I'm not going to pretend that their whole world is logically consistent because, yeah.
Built the cases, then we built the world. These are puzzle boxes, right? Like there's a definitive answer to it, and then everything around it is window dressing. That's why I really like detective games versus like real life. Real life, the answer could just be, I murdered the person because I'm just crazy. Whereas these are like, hey, there's a reason for what it is. These are all solvable puzzles.
It pulls from the fair play style of mystery, where you always have access to the information you need, in contrast with detective and mystery novels that are more of like, it's an adventure about a detective, and you're not really meant to be able to solve the case on your own. Whereas like this game pulls from the golden age of mysteries, the fair play system, where yes, the audience should be able to solve it on their own. And then you delight when the author can create an even cleverer solution than you saw, but once you see the solution, you're like, oh, that was good.
And I mean, yeah, it's a puzzle box with set dressing, but the set dressing is damn good.
Oh, yes. It's very stylish.
It's got a cravat. I have way too much fun with that.
Between like the music, the cravats, the names, just
the localization is great.
The delight helps keep it from being a murder slog.
A good term, a murder slog. Well, I am looking forward to playing and discussing the second game in this series, because this was, a ton of fun to play and then dig into. You guys spotted stuff that I had no idea about.
We've had many decades to think about this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I love this game. That's why I bought it 3 times. And like,
that is a pretty good indicator of how much you like it, I think.
And I'm making my niece play it. I was going to say it's a wholesome game, but then I just realized, like, no, there's a murder in every damn episode.
Yeah, there's some blood and there's some themes, but I could see an 11-year-old enjoying this. I was reading age-inappropriate books by then.
No one does.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, this is still probably like PG at the most. I mean, you compare like to movies where you can see people get bloodily murdered all the time, and that's only like PG rated.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not rated E.
No, I would not rate it E for sure. As long as your kid can handle a little bit of blood.
Yeah. And this is America, so,
They've probably seen more than that at their local school shooting.
I was going to say it exactly like that, but...
At their local anti-school shooting propaganda. Oh my God. Did you have every 15 minutes at your high school?
No, I'm older than you guys.
Yeah, all right. We don't have to get into it then.
But also, the thing that weirds me out after like looking back at this from when it first came out is that just the dates of the cases that they're based on, right? Like first turnabout is canonically, I think it was like 2016.
2016, yep.
What happened? Time has caught up, and I'm existential crisis. Like, I don't know if I'm okay with this.
Well, time moves on, whether you like it or not.
There were some other minor Tumblr holidays when some of these events from the games happened in real life in 2016. God, I love Tumblr.
I forgot it was that far in the future.
Yeah, from 2001 to 2016, it was 15 years.
Man, it must have seemed like that's infinitely far in the future when they wrote it.
Pretty much.
The world has changed since then.
This game was moderately successful when it came out, enough they continued and built the franchise into something that is, world-spanning and iconic today.
I thought it was the opposite of that.
It didn't sell a lot. It did okay. Not great, but they kept at it.
But it was traditionally considered a sales failure. And then they were just like, nah, we're just going to keep going. Yeah.
Failure.
They said Game Boy Advance sold around 70 to 80,000 copies. And
it's less than I thought.
the turning point had to have been the DS. When the DS came out and they sent it to international audiences is probably what happened.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but how did they get the money, honestly, to re-release it for an international audience?
When did the second game come out?
2002, I think.
Okay, so no, then my theory doesn't work.
Then it was 2004 for the third and 2005 for the DS port.
Were the games enough of a commercial success, in the second and third games?
Yeah.
My assumption would be that they were cheap games to produce, but I don't know. The writing and music are still so top-notch.
Maybe every time they tried to cut their funding, they just yelled objection in the meeting.
There you go.
And it was done under Capcom, who was a pretty big company at that point. So it might have been sort of one of their this fills a niche we have over here kind of games.
Yeah, could have been. Maybe we'll never know.
And this was also before the era of studios getting murdered just for having a medium success.
Yeah, and not making number go up forever.
Or even, number went up, but it wasn't as high as we wanted, so too bad.
Mm-hmm.
64 megabytes. That's the file size. It says on the Wikipedia.
64 megs, man, that seems teeny today.
Yeah. I do love this game.
Alrighty. Yeah, it's been a pleasure discussing this with both of you. Is there anything you'd like to shout out when we close this out?
You can never tell me that Nick and Edgeworth didn't kiss. And preparing for this episode, I rewatched the ProZD Plays Games with Steve and Angel Let's Play of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And it's a really good time. If you want to get some of their commentary and some excellent voice acting, y'all should check it out.
That sounds really good. I'll make sure to stick that in the episode notes.
Perfect.
And yeah, what stuff are you playing for future episodes?
I just went on a marathon spree of playing Murder in the Orient Express, London Case, trying to catch up on Dark Side Detective, Fumble in the Dark. I think I'm going to finish Lacuna, and I'm going to pick something else. Something small and lightweight.
Oh, are you guys doing the Zero Escape trilogy for this series?
Tell me more.
It's probably on the menu. I'll have to double check.
Okay, because I don't know if you'd necessarily call them detective games, but they're certainly sort of puzzle boxy with more emphasis on the puzzle.
Certainly might. We make up the rules, so if we decide to change the rules, that's on us.
Please bring me on if and when those games become a reality for this podcast too. The trilogy is called the Zero Escape trilogy. The first game is 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors.
Oh, I remember hearing something about that.
It might have been for me.
Bundles on sale.
Definitely could have been. Yeah, and then I just wrapped up Dark Side Detective, Fumble in the Dark. And then, next is going to be Ace Attorney 2. I've been debating between that and Disco Elysium first, but I'm going to do the second Ace Attorney. Then I'll get to Disco Elysium.
Start at Disco Elysium.
Leave yourself some time for Disco Elysium. You want to savor it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's the idea.
And Helldivers. I still play Helldivers. That is a very weird fascist dystopia.
Oh boy.
You got to play some other stuff to, keep your palate cleansed. Don't want to overdose.
Let your brain relax. For me, it's Pokemon and Final Fantasy 14.
No, not 14. No.
We've been there. We've done it. And thank you both for joining.
You've been lovely to have, Lynx.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes, and you'll be back.
Oh, I will.
Alrighty. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks, you too.
The podcast is edited by Peter Crevier. Podcast art is by Lolita Gross. Music by Antonic Music.